Hey there, let me tell you about something really cool in web development. Astro Server Islands is changing the way we build websites. I am excited to show you why it's such a big deal. Think of Astro Islands like a little interactive piece on an otherwise static web page. Instead of making your whole site heavy with JavaScript, you can pick and choose which part need to be interactive. It's pretty neat. Most of your site stays super light and fast, but you still get all the interactive features where you need them. Why should you care about Astro Islands? Your site starts with zero JavaScript, keeping things fast and simple. You only add interactive where you need it. Smart, right? Use whatever framework you like, React, Vue, take your pick. Your site loads way faster because you're not loading unnecessary code. In this guide, I will show you some real examples of how to use Astro Islands in your projects, whether you are building a simple blog or a complex web app. I think you will find this really useful for making your websites faster and more efficient. Let's begin with our existing Astro application that we will use to build a country information search feature. Our goal is to keep the entire application static, except for the search result components, which will be interactive. We already have a basic Astro project setup. Here's what we are working with. Create a static page with a search interface. Implement a search results component as an island. Keep all other parts of the application as a static HTML. Demonstrate efficient hydration strategies. This example will perfectly showcase the power of Astro Island by keeping our application mostly static while adding interactivity exactly where we need it in our search functionality. By making only the search result component interactive, we will maintain excellent performance while providing a dynamic user experience where it matters most. First, let's create a component that handles our search functionality and manages the input value through URL query parameters. I have already prepared the code for the search input.astro component, which you can see below. While this tutorial is not focused on the search implementation details, feel free to pause and examine the code to understand how it works. The search input component does several key things. Manage a form with a search input field, synchronize the input value with URL query parameters, handles from submission, and updates the URL accordingly. This component serves as the interactive part of our application, demonstrating how we can integrate client-side functionality within our static site. To implement Astro Server Islands, we first need to enable server-side rendering capabilities in our project. Astro provides several official adapters that make this process straightforward: Node, Vercel, Netlify, Cloudflare. While there are many more adapters available, these four are the most widely used and well supported. For this tutorial, we'll use Node adapter as our example. Adding the Node adapter to your Astro project is simple. Run the following command in your terminal: npx astro add node. This command will install the necessary dependencies, update your Astro config file automatically, configure your project with server-side rendering. When running the command, you will be prompted to confirm the changes. Simply accept all the default options to complete the setup. With the adapter installed, we can now create our server-side rendered components that will function as islands of interactivity in our otherwise static site. Let's create our result.astro component that will function as a server island. The key to make this work is using the server differ directive. This tells Astro that these components need special handling on the server side. During the build process, Astro will replace this component with a script that knows how to fetch and render the server island content. When the page loads, here what happens. First, the script makes a request to the server for our component. While we are waiting for the response, we can show the nice loading state. To do this, we'll create result skeleton.astro component and add it with slot fallback inside our results component. Let me show you what this looks like in action. When you enter a country name in the search input, it adds the query to the URL. Click search and what happens. You will see our skeleton appears while the results load. I will slow down the network in the DevTools so you can see this more clearly, since our results are loading super fast right now. The really cool thing about this approach is that we are only loading JavaScript for the part of our page that actually needed. Everything else stays as lightweight, static HTML. It's like having the best of both worlds, static site performance with dynamic functionality exactly where we need it. By using server differ, we are telling Astro to handle the hydration of this component separately from the initial page load, which helps maintain fast page load while still allowing for dynamic content. Now let's take a closer look at how we handle search parameters in our result component. Unlike traditional client-side components, Server Island have a unique way to accessing URL parameters. When you inspect the Network tab in your browser development tools, you will notice that Server Island requests follow a specific pattern. They are made to URL starting with Server Islands, followed by the component name. However, these URLs don't carry the search parameters we need. The solution lies in the request headers. Each Server Island request includes a referrer header that contains the original URL from which the request was made. This referrer URL contains all our search parameters. This approach allows us to access the search parameters even though they are not directly available in our Server Islands URL. Once we have a search query, we can use it to fetch the country data and render our results. The referrer header is critical for Server Islands to maintain context from the original page request. Always remember to handle cases where the header might be null. Now that we have our search parameter from the referrer header, we can make a request to fetch the data. Let's see how we handle the API request and error cases. Let's define the interface for your API response to ensure proper type safety through our application. Finally, we need to display this data. I have prepared the front-end code for that. Let's test it in the browser. As you can see, it successfully finds and displays country information. The best part is that only the interactive components are server rendered, while everything else remains static HTML. This means users see the page immediately with a beautiful loading skeleton while the dynamic content loads. Thanks for following along with this tutorial. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to write them in the comments. Happy coding!